Hi everyone, today hopefully this is going to be a really quick video because I just wanted to give you a bit of an update following on from one of my older videos. So about 10 months ago I uploaded a video comparing four I think it was, micellar waters. So basically a little review on each one. It's been one of my more popular videos actually, and a lot of people still comment on it or ask me questions about it now. One of the main things that came out of the reviews for me is the ingredients in the micellar waters and how they can differ a lot between different brands, particularly around the sensitive skin area. I know I said in the video at the time, I know everyone's sensitive to different ingredients, but for me citric acid is one of those ingredients that I do have to stay away from, particularly in skincare on my face. A lot of people commented, or a few people commented on the video pointing out that citric acid is actually quite a useful ingredient for a lot of skincare because it balances out the alkalinity of your skin, which I understand, but nevertheless citric acid is a ingredient I have to avoid. Anyway, so another kind viewer commented on the video pointing out that she thought the Garnier Micellar water formula had changed. So I did a bit of research and it has. So the reason I wanted to do an update video is because I recommend, for people that can't have citric acid or are very sensitive, I recommend the Garnier Micellar water and the L'Oreal Micellar water and the Bioderma in that video. So bearing that in mind, I would hate for people to go out and waste their money on the Garnier water expecting it to be citric acid free. So when I did my research, what I discovered is they had changed their formula. If you buy the Garnier Micellar water in this bottle, which is a newer version bottle, what's different about it is it's got a white lid instead of completely pink, and the shape of it's slightly different. The shape of the bottle is slightly different as well. I think it's still got the same amount in it, it's 400 mils. And the packaging, the whole look of the packaging does look slightly different because this is the older version. It's a smaller bottle, but this is the older bottle. So when I looked at the ingredients in this new bottle, it is different. So what I liked about both the Garnier Micellar water and the L'Oreal Micellar water is that it's got very few ingredients. It's got 6 different ingredients in. The newer one has the same 6 ingredients plus 3 others. It's got citric acid, castor oil, and what was the other different one? And panthenol, which to be honest I don't know much about. But the important thing is that the citric acid is in this one. It's quite low down in the ingredients list. It's 4th from bottom. But obviously if it's an ingredient you're allergic to, you definitely will need to avoid this new packaging. And if it's an ingredient you're sensitive to, you might want to bear that in mind. I was surprised because normally if a brand improves their formula, they will want to tell you about it. So it'll be splashed all over the front of their new packaging, new improved formula, great new formula, you know, better formula, that kind of thing. As you can see, that, you know, there's nothing on here about it being new formula. It just says the sort of same stuff that it does on the old one. So that made me think, in my cynical brain, is it not actually any improved? They've just made it cheaper by adding in some other cheaper ingredients and putting in less of the other ingredients. I don't know. I would hate to make assumptions, but that was just one of the thoughts that went through my brain. If you pick up the micellar water in the old packaging, which looks like this, and as far as I know, they don't do it in the larger size, so they only do it in this smaller size, 125 mils, but you can get this for £1 in Boots or Savers. It's normally £1.99, but it was on offer in Boots, so I think it's always cheaper in Savers. This has the exact same formula and ingredients as it did when I used to buy it in the bigger bottle. Whether or not they will discontinue this smaller bottle or whether or not they're phasing it out, I don't know, but it's definitely worth bearing in mind. So obviously I've had to try them out to see if I can notice any difference. It doesn't look like I've used an awful lot of this one, but I've been using it for a couple of weeks. I haven't had any major reactions, I haven't had massive sensitivity, it hasn't caused any redness. I would obviously stop it straight away, but I do find it leaves my skin a lot more tingly, and I do find it feels drier and tighter compared to using this formula. So I thought it was just worth knowing. I definitely will link the older video if you want to hear a more in-depth review of the micellar waters that I talked about in that video. But don't panic, because if you know you can't use citric acid, or you know that you're going to get on better with a formula without citric acid, L'Oreal is still the same old formula as far as I can tell. So I'll probably use up the little ones I've got of this and then carry on with my L'Oreal one, which I've always loved. I might keep this on standby just to use for you know, a couple of days here and there if I've run out of one of the others, but I probably, with my skin type, wouldn't use this continuously because it will start to cause sensitivity and dry me out. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions you want to ask me, or if you would like me to try out any other micellar waters and review, then please do let me know. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you've liked it and subscribe if you want to see weekly videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!